Hello and welcome to PTC's Demos and Tech Tips videos. This one-stop video library will help you learn more about PTC's solutions. Tech Tips provide methods developed by product experts and the technical insight to help you become more productive.
In this demonstration, I'm creating the back cover of a new, low-cost handheld media player. At this stage, I'm in the conceptual design, with little known about the final design. I have some general requirements from marketing and can explore and review many different areas. I expect many changes as others are designing other components of the model during this stage. In the final design, I need to provide access for the battery and the memory card, but at this stage, I'm simply exploring and reviewing some possibilities. To get started, I'll create the design from scratch, and as the design matures, leverage and repurpose existing components from my database. These types of products have short life cycles and require rapid and innovative design. I'm beginning the design of the case for the media player. I only have a basic idea of what I need, so I'll start with a symmetrical part and get some geometry laid out quickly. With explicit modeling, the profile is only used to create the 3D model, and then you can discard it. I spend very little time drawing and go quickly to a 3D model that can be manipulated as the design progresses. As you can see, the 2D Copilot helps me quickly draw a profile in the size and the shape that I want. Now I'll extrude the profile and use the 3D Copilot to pull the part up into a solid. I'll give it the part named Base, and the new part called Base is shown in the Structure Browser. The Structure Browser displays a hierarchical view of your parts and assemblies. It also includes work planes, detail features, and containers. Now I'll demonstrate the flexibility of co-create modeling, using the 3D Copilot to directly manipulate the model and its geometry. Here you can see I'm moving individual faces, but I can also select multiple faces and move them at the same time. Let's round the corners and the sharp edges with blends. When I change the model, the blends are modified instantly based on those changes. I want to soften the edge of the part with a small blend. I have to only select one edge and the software will chain together all tangential edges and blend them in one step. Because my part is symmetrical, I will reflect the model instead of having to create complicated profiles. I'm going to go ahead and change the appearance of this part to be blue. Let's go ahead and make the back of the case curved instead of flat. I have a nice surface design as a part in our database that was created some time ago. I'll load this part from Model Manager to see if I can reuse the existing curved surface. Here's my part with the curved surface. This is from a successful design, so I'll reuse it. I'll replace the planar face with the complex curved surface. See how easy it was to use existing geometry from another part and continue with the design. This part looks a little too thin. I'll pull a face up a bit to make it thicker, again using direct modification. You can make changes at any time by directly interacting with the model. Notice that I first select the geometry, then apply the transformation. With Co-Create Modeling, you specify what will change and how it will change. Notice that I select the face and then define the transformation. Co-Create Modeling also intelligently recognizes features such as this pocket. This intelligence can interrogate any kind of geometry from any source and find meaningful relations. You can define relationships as needed. These groups are not persistent by default, but you can define permanent relationships if you do need them. The Select tool helps you easily select complex combinations of elements. In this example, I've selected a feature and a face and moved them at the same time. I can select this feature and offset its faces to make the opening larger or smaller. I need to make this part hollow, so I'll use the shell command. I can specify which areas of the part I want to shell or not shell, and I can specify the thickness of the shell, and I'm going to choose to keep the core because I'll modify that part later to represent the inner components of this media player. I'll pull the core up a few inches and modify its color so you can see that it is definitely a different part. In fact, we can rename this part to blank. In Co-Create Modeling, you don't switch modes to work with parts versus assemblies. You always have full access to both and can perform certain operations such as positioning on either the parts or the assemblies. Assembly creation is on the fly, using drag and drop techniques. You don't need to activate the assembly and then browse the file system for the parts to add to that assembly. Let's add some bosses for mounting the PC board to the case. I can place these bosses anywhere and position them when the PC board design is ready. In this example, I'm catching to the center of the curved blends or the curved surfaces to create these bosses. Instead of specifying a distance, the profile will be extruded down to match the curved surface. Also, instead of recreating the profiles for the other side, I will use the powerful copy and paste function to copy existing features. Here I'm selecting both of the bosses and copying them from one location to the other location on the other side of the part. As you can see, the bosses were copied, but the bottoms don't match the curved surface.